Hi guys, thanks for joining me for another What I Eat in a Day as a vegan, doing my best to follow the Slimming World plan. If you're new here, my name's Leanne, thanks for coming by. If you're coming back, as always, thank you ever so much for doing so. Today is Sunday, it's the 7th of November, and I'm just about to have my first coffee of the day and a bit of breakfast. Just decided to go with some toast for breakfast, just 2 slices from this very small loaf of Hovis wholemeal bread. That's my healthy extra B choice for the day. So on my toast, I usually have just butter because that's just what I like. And I just use 1 teaspoon on each side, which is going to feel like it goes a long way because this one seems particularly small. I use the Naturli vegan spreadable. It's 5 SYNS for a tablespoon. So for a teaspoon, it's 1.5 for a teaspoon, 3.5 for 2 teaspoons, which is what I have, as I said, or 5 for a tablespoon. I've also got my coffee with 100 ml of Alpro Almond Barista for 1 SYN. So this is going to be a total of 4.5 SYNS plus my healthy extra B choice. Just having my second coffee of the day. It's actually like 2 o'clock right now, and I haven't had any lunch yet because I had my breakfast at like 11. So, but I am pretty hungry because they were only very small pieces of toast. So I'm just thinking, what can I eat for lunch? Doesn't have to be anything big because obviously it's fairly late in the afternoon now. I'm having my coffee. As always, 100 ml of Alpro Almond Barista for 1 SYN, so that puts me on 5.5 so far today. So I decided to go with just a Slimming World ready meal. I don't find them particularly filling, so for me it's a really good like small meal, and it's just because I happen to have one in the freezer. It's actually my last one, so let me just show you that one. It's the Rainbow Bolognese. It's actually quite pleasant. It's not great, but it could be a lot worse. So here it is before it's all mixed up. What I do like is it's got like the beetroot spaghetti and then like, I think it's carrot spaghetti in there as well. It's got courgette and stuff. It's a pretty decent little thing. Yeah, beetroot pasta and spiralized carrot. So I'm just gonna go eat this. Obviously it's free food, lots of speed in there, and that should keep me going till dinner time. It's now like 5 o'clock or 5:30. Mum's here, we're just gonna watch an episode of You, and so we're having a coffee. I have already had my 2 coffees, so I'm actually having a decaf one, and I'm making myself one of my kind of coffee shop at home ones for a little bit of a sweet treat. So I've got 2 shots of decaf espresso in my cup, and I've used 300 ml of my Alpro Almond Barista, which I'm just foaming up. I've heated it up. I'm whizzing it up with my little mini coffee whisk thing, and then I'm going to put some syrups on. Here's the little jobber whisking it all up. To finish off my lovely latte type creation, this is obviously with the milk in, and I've got my vanilla and caramel sweet freedom syrups. These are 1/2 SYN a teaspoon or 2 SYNS for a tablespoon, and as perfected last year, my perfect amount is 2 teaspoons of each, so that makes 2 SYNS for that, and it's 3 SYNS for the milk. So this is a 5 SYN sweet treat drink. And there we go, there's the finished product. So I'm off to enjoy this for 5 SYNS, my equivalent of like a Starbucks caramel macchiato. Hey guys, so it's like 7:30 right now, and I'm just making some dinner. Mum stayed for 2 episodes of You because we had to watch the end one of the first series and the first one of the second series. I've seen them before, but Mum hasn't, so that's fun. So I'm rewatching with her, and then we'll watch 3 for the first time together. Anyway, I am making some dinner right now, and I've decided to have something that I haven't had for a very long time, and you guys haven't seen for a very long time, so I'm really pleased, and I know that you're all gonna like this one. It's sticky tofu night. So let me show you the ingredients. First things first, cooking up some jasmine rice back there, so that is delumptious. The next most pertinent thing is the tofu. I like smoked. You can do it with plain, but basically everything in the world is better with smoked tofu, so I always buy the smoked one. I've got my pak choy, which I'll be doing with my rice. For my sticky tofu sauce, I've got my ginger, chili, and my homemade pre-prepared chopped garlic that I freeze, and then a mixture of sesame oil, rice vinegar, soy sauce, and maple syrup. Now this is where the SYNS come into it, and that's obviously in the oil and the maple syrup. Basically, in the sticky sauce, there'll be 1 tablespoon of maple syrup and 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, and then there'll be 1 teaspoon of sesame oil for frying like my rice off. So in total, it's going to be 8 SYNS. And I mean, you can play around with the quantities, but that's pretty much the quantities that I like to use. So I just go with it. And that's literally all there is to it. So I just make a little sticky sauce out of all that, cook my rice, and then fry it with the pak choi with some garlic and ginger. And then this is ready for my sticky sauce. I've got garlic, ginger and chili in there, and I'll be adding the other bits. I totally forgot to mention cornflour, which is a fairly important aspect because you need it for the sticky sauce to thicken up. It's just half a SYN for 1 teaspoon. I like to use 2 teaspoons, that's 1 SYN, making my dinner a total of 9 SYNs. I have my tofu air frying right now in little chunks. Well, like that size, bite-sized chunks. And my rice is just about cooked, so I'm just leaving that with the lid on for a moment. And I'm just making my sauce. So the sauce, like I said, is 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, and at the moment just a load of garlic, chili and ginger in there. I'll be adding the other ingredients in just a moment. And I'm also just slowly heating up in this little eco pan 1 teaspoon of sesame oil and some garlic and ginger. To that, I'm going to add my pak choi that I have chopped up. Bring some heat up a little bit. You've got to be careful with these eco pans. If any of you guys have got them, they're not supposed to be too high heat. So my sauce is nearly done. I added in quite a lot of reduced salt soy sauce and about 2 teaspoons of rice vinegar and 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, like I said. And then I've got my pak choi with garlic and ginger just sauteing there. Okay, nearly done. This is such an easy dinner. I've had the rice sauteing with the pak choi for a little bit to add some soy sauce there. Leftover rice ready to cool there. I've made my cornflour into a slurry, so I'll be adding that into the sauce in just a moment. And my tofu is air frying. Oh, it's pretty much done actually. So yeah, we're ready to rock. Next up, it's time to serve. I've put my rice in my bowl. I just let it sit on there for a minute, and it does develop quite a nice little crust on the bottom, but in a nice way. The sauce is nice and thick, so shake the tofu. If you don't have an air fryer, you can just do it in the oven, and it's okay to coat it in a little bit of corn flour. Just remember to SYN it if you're on Slimming World. So mix the sauce over the tofu and we're basically done. And then just add some coriander and you're done. If you've got healthy extra B left or a couple of SYNS, some sesame seeds also go really nicely on this. The other really great thing about this dinner is that although it uses a few pots and pans, there's actually not that much to clear up. It's very low effort and I cannot wait to eat. Full disclosure, it's actually mostly based on a recipe from the Bosch Speedy book, I think, Speedy Bosch. So yeah, look that one up if you want to see the original recipe. Obviously I tweak mine a little bit just to fit around Slimming World and stuff, but overall it's pretty much that book. Hi everyone, so it is now about 10:20 at night, and I have cleaned up the kitchen. So pleased that I ate at a reasonable time tonight. I've been watching October Faction on Netflix, which very annoyingly I've just discovered only has 1 series because it wasn't renewed. So I really hate that when you get into something, 'cause I almost guarantee the last episode is going to be a cliffhanger. Anywho, yeah, so I'm sat down chilling. I'm just gonna fill out my little Slimming World journal planner thing while I'm watching telly. So I might switch to something I don't need to concentrate on. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm having myself a hot chocolate. This is, as usual, Galaxy Vegan Hot Chocolate. It's 5 SYNS for 25 grams of the powder, mixed with hot water, happy days. And then also, I have a cup of my nighttime tea by Pucker, my absolute favourite herbal tea. So I'm not into loads of herbal teas, but I found a few select flavours that I really like by Pucker, so I go with those. And that's it from me today. That means I'm finishing, I think it's on 24.5. I have written it out, and so it'll be in the notes for you, or in the description of the video. But yeah, I'm feeling good, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's really nice to sort of feel quite positive at the moment. It's been quite a while, I would say, since I felt relatively upbeat. So I think I'm getting there, you know. It feels really nice to be kind of taking control, getting back in my kind of plan routine a little bit. Telling a bit of structure to things. So I'm feeling pretty good, not gonna lie. Really hope I get a little weight loss this week. It might not be a big one after £5 last week, but and occasionally that would mean it would go on the next week, but I'm just really hoping it won't. Anyway, I'm gonna end it there. Thank you so much for watching as always, and hit me up in the comments if you feel so inclined. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.